is faith? Let's just kind of have a conversation here. This question has been on my mind, I can't tell you, probably for the last 30 years. And maybe you have questions too, and you find those answers in your religious or spiritual practice, or maybe you find it in nature or somewhere else. But I wanted to explore it from a little different perspective. First of all, I believe in my 60 years of being on this planet that words don't teach. Experience does. And the second one is there is no one way. There's no one way to connect to Spirit, to Source, to God, to Creator. And the third is faith is really about finding that connection, finding your connection, whatever that connection is. I feel like people often try to teach us what they believe, and they try to force specific beliefs on us. But if they don't resonate and it doesn't feel right, or our experience tells us something different, then we don't buy into it. And often people leave whatever religious practice that they've been brought up with. Because if they're seeing that it's not modeling and helping them in their lives in the progression of a joyful, fulfilled, happy, or peaceful life, then they feel something's missing. So I believe that experience is everything. Even in my Empower Mind course that I teach, I can tell students they're geniuses, but until they have that experience and are able to do something they never thought possible in minutes versus hours and days, they're not going to believe it. So I think the first thing about words not teaching and experience teaching is to find your modality. And the first thing that I think is really important is to ask. Ask the universe, ask God, Source, Creator, whatever your belief system is. Ask the question, what is faith? How can I find it? Show me. Give me some answers. Have something come along my path that steers me, particularly for me, in the right direction. I remember my girlfriend in about 8th or 9th grade came to me and had no belief. She was brought up atheist. And I asked her to just pray and to ask God for direction, for something. Ask for some baby step and see if it comes to fruition. And that's how she started in her faith. And more things started working out in her life. And as she got that connection grew, so did her faith. I don't think faith comes from books. Faith, I don't think, comes from lectures, from preaching, from someone else telling you how you should believe, right? How many times have you had that happen? Believe this way, think this way, do it this way. But that doesn't work. You gotta find your own way. Faith comes from inside, and that connection that is right for you. So some of the things that I do is I will ask for direction. I will ask for something in my life, then I let it go. And I just start noticing how I'm feeling, because God speaks to me in my gut, in my heart. And I'm talking about the littlest tiny things. Should I turn this way? Oh, don't go on that trip. Oh, follow up with this person. Don't follow up with that person. Go on this talk show. Don't go on that one. I am being guided on a constant basis. It's not like I go into a book or an experience. It's a constant part of who I am by noticing. So if you notice, when do you feel joyful? Are you getting yes, 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 this feels really good, signs that this is a positive direction? Follow that, even if it seems crazy. Just try that. Try that for a few weeks. Follow your gut, follow your intuition. If you get inspired to lift up the phone and call somebody, or you are told not to, listen to it and see where that brings you. Because to me, that is Source speaking. And it's going into that place of understanding that through listening and our experience, that it works and that we get guided. And I think when you have that experience and have positive results and are guided, then the light goes on and you go, wow, this is really working. So there is no one way. That's the second thing. Some people meditate, some people go in nature. Some people talk to other friends about it and talk about their things that are going on in their life and the faith that they've had to endure, something they've gone through. Well, you know, after many of you know that I've had 7 close deaths in 8 years, and my husband has progressive MS. And I have had to give a lot up to God and faith. And without that connection to God, that source on a constant basis, I wouldn't have made it. I certainly wouldn't have been filled with joy. I certainly wouldn't be here with you and still teaching Empower Mind. So that is what got me through. And I think faith can get you through, but not the faith in a book, but the faith in your heart. Feeling where you're being led and that love connection. I think for me, meditation, nature, and all of that is helpful. And then my last thing is make a list and put a line down the middle of the page. On the left side of the list, you put all the things that you have 100% control over. 100%, like waking up. You've got control over that. You don't have control over the earth spinning. That's a pretty cool thing too. You don't have control over having your blood flow. That's up to a higher source. So you put down what you 100% can do and want to do and feel inspired to do. And on the right side, where there's so many overwhelming things that are happening to you, to your family, in the world, that you have no control over, give that to the higher source. But I mean, really give it. I'm not talking talk here. I'm not talking just do a technique. I'm talking about you put that in the column and you do it. You know that everything is working out for you and that you're going to be taken care of. Because that is what I know to be true, and that is what I know is real faith. I have seen people that have no religious upbringing whatsoever that have the most incredible faith I've ever seen in my life. That have had people pass, their children pass, have had so much adversity and are so filled with life, light, and love and trust. And I've seen people that, go to their religious practice all the time, are always proselytizing it to everybody else, are sticking their heads in books, and they don't have even a mustard seed of faith. So it comes from within. I hope that you find your way and know and just let go and go on in complete trust and faith that everything's working out, and feel it with your whole soul and see what happens. And if this was helpful for you in any way, please hit the like or the subscribe button. And I hope to see you soon.